So today I'm going to talk about some of the edible weeds that we all have probably taking over our yards right now during monsoon season. This is in no way a let's go out and just start eating things that we find in our yard. It's really important for you to take the time to learn how to identify these things properly, but I just want to introduce you to the idea that there are things that you don't have to take care of that are already growing in your yard that are a harvest. So this is one that's really common in the Flagstaff area called lamb's quarters. It's related to goosefoot, which was actually cultivated by native people on the East Coast. And these guys are starting to bloom for the most part. Once your weedy plants start to bloom, they're going to get a lot more bitter and a lot more tough, so you want to catch them when they're younger. But that isn't to say, like these guys I could probably still use as a steamed green, but I probably would, it'd probably make a pretty bitter salad at this point. But these are extremely nutrient rich. Sometimes you'll find them where their leaves are a little bit more ridged than these ones. These ones have kind of nicer, more round leaves. This is Purslane. There's a caterpillar in there eating it right now. See that? Oh man. Alright, so this is a weed, or considered a weed by a lot of people, that is gourmet eats for others. So this is what it looks like up close. You can put it in salads or you can steam it. I know people put it in soups because it thickens your soup as well. This is Whorehound. It's considered an invasive species, and it is perennial as far as I know, which makes it more difficult. Most of our invasive species that are in your yard are probably going to be annuals, which makes them a little easier to manage in some ways. These guys are in the mint family, and they do have kind of a minty flavor. People will make them into cough drops and tea because it has a throat soothing quality. They're also used in candy making, and the flavor is a little bit of an acquired taste, but they are pretty tasty. The seeds from these guys get in your socks though, so you might want to harvest it and use it. You can harvest them and dry them and use it in teas over the winter. This is wild amaranth. This seed head is going to grow into a pretty pokey flower. People don't really enjoy them because they get pretty pokey. They have kind of a reddish stem. Some of them are more red than others. And the greens on this are again really nutrient rich. You can cook them if they're starting to flower, or you can use them as a salad green if you catch them earlier. And chickens really love them. We have so much of it that probably most of it will go to the chickens. But I do kind of allow some of it to go to seed in areas that I don't mind pokies, just so that we do have a continual crop of something to give the chickens this time of year that they'll enjoy. And birds really like them also because the seeds are pretty nutrient rich, and you can take the time to collect the seeds if you have the time. So this is Russian thistle, and this is starting to bloom. You can see it's starting to get some. They're kind of just like pokey green blossoms for the most part. But here's some that are a little younger. The younger you can get them, the more tender they're going to be. And this is one that, for the most part, people just use as a steamed green because they start getting woody. They're pretty fibrous, but they're very nutrient rich. So that's another good edible weed. Tumbleweed is what people call this also. Most of us have some.